So our journey was one of trying many different softwares, trying to develop many different softwares, and eventually in that course of trying out different softwares, I stumbled upon Odoo and realized that it's a perfect fit, both in terms of its application and in terms of its cost.
Hello everyone, myself Dharmi. I'm business advisor at Odoo, and with us is Mr. Samrat. He's going to share his experience about Odoo Community Days and his journey throughout Odoo. Hello Mr. Samrat, welcome to Odoo Community Days.
Thank you.
Yeah. So is this first time you are visiting this event?
Yes, it's the first time I've come here, but I've been tracking it for the last 5-6 years. We watch it online generally, but this is my first time physically.
How is your experience?
I'm overwhelmed. I didn't expect. They told us that there are about 1 lakh participants. It was difficult to walk out and difficult to go to the first floor. It was amazing. Yeah, a lot of energy here.
That's really nice to hear. So, Mr. Samrat, can you please give us your brief introduction as well as about your business?
I'm from a small family-owned business. We're based out of a small town called Mongol Doim, which is on the northern bank of the Brahmaputra River across Guwahati in Assam. Our businesses were started by my grandfather, and over the last couple of years, we've had a great opportunity to grow with a lot of contract manufacturing that we are doing in the food processing sector, mainly to do with bakery goods and juices. We employ about 5,000 people in a small town. Things are looking up.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, how did you come to know about Odoo?
Oh, it was a long and tedious journey, I must say, because like everybody in India, we were of course working with Tally in our small businesses, and in our larger businesses, we were working with JD Edwards, BPCS, SAP. Now mostly SAP. Other than Odoo, I'm using mostly SAP. So our journey was one of trying many different softwares, trying to develop many different softwares, and eventually in that course of trying out different softwares, I stumbled upon Odoo and realized that it's a perfect fit, both in terms of its application and in terms of its cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently, what are modules you are using in Odoo?
When we started about 6 years ago, we mainly used the supply chain, I would say. So we have a bakery in Guwahati with about 15 retail outlets across the city. And we wanted to streamline our supply chain and be able to control what is in the stores themselves. So all of these stores are controlled directly from the factory.
Okay.
The replenishment is done from the factory.
Okay.
Everything, the staffing, everything is done from the factory itself. And Odoo allowed us to do that. It took us some time to sort of get everything in place. That's how we started. Then next we slowly started to adapt it for our manufacturing.
Great.
Then we started the HR modules. Those we are beginning to use a little bit now. Before the HR, we started using some of the quality modules also.
Okay.
Now we are thinking of shifting even our finances to Odoo and use Odoo accounting as a more integral part and slowly shift everything to Odoo.
Okay. Is there any specific feature or module or functionality that you find really helpful and has eased your work?
That is certainly the interconnectivity between the modules, which allow us to reduce the amount of documentation or repeat documentation that is required. That I would say has saved us the most amount of time. It's the integration between the different apps that allow us to save a lot of time.
So, how was your journey starting from the initial discussion or the sales, and currently for how long you are using it, and how did you find it over a period of time?
Initially, we felt there were a lot of challenges because there was a lot of new things to learn, and we adapted to it slowly. I think one of the key things is that Odoo changes the culture. It's the positive also, and sometimes it's the negative also, because before the automation through Odoo, there's a degree of flexibility that people across the process chain have.
Yeah.
And for sure, Odoo takes away that flexibility, and that I think gives rise to a lot of resistance to implement Odoo itself. I think more difficult than understanding and implementing Odoo, it has been for us to get people to relinquish their the flexibility that they had in implementing the processes. So that I think has been a big challenge for us. Another one I would say is once we started to implement it in manufacturing, we had to go from a process where there were data entry operators collecting data and entering it somewhere to one where operators in the line themselves are entering the data.
Yeah.
And in many cases, these operators are people who have climbed up from the unskilled ranks and they're not necessarily educated.
Correct.
So that teaching and that learning curve has taken some time. But when we've started new businesses, when we start to implement there, we've seen that it's exponentially easier to do.
That's really great to hear. So is there any specific feedback that you would like to give us throughout the journey, or even in terms of modules that you would love to see in next?
So, one of the reasons why I came here is how it appears to us is that Odoo has taken a little bit of time to interface with the government's GST portal and build in those features into the accounting. There are some challenges we faced with the e-invoicing modules and all. But going forward, we feel that taxation is going to become something like maybe your electricity bill or your water bill. The government will just hand you a bill saying that, look, you've done this much business, now you give us this. For that, we feel that the software will have to be integrated into, say, the GST platform or whatever other services the government is giving. I think it will be very, very crucial for that kind of localization to happen, and it will also give small businesses who like us, who we are slowly growing, also will give us the confidence to be able to use Odoo in the understanding that tomorrow, as the statutory landscape changes, they will be able to fit into it properly. For a long time, there was a lot of, because something like Tally for very cheap was giving the invoicing very easily. Maybe for Odoo it took a little bit time, but going ahead in the future, synergizing with the government's statutory compliance requirements, and not just in terms of the income tax, maybe in terms of the Provident Fund and ESI and all the other statutory requirements, that integration could be very, very helpful for Odoo to grow here more.
Definitely. We will take it as a feedback, and our team is aggressively working on it. So, on the scale of 1 to 10, how would you like to rate Odoo and your journey with Odoo?
So I generally, have been quite a salesman for Odoo. I've always described it to people in a manner that when I first joined business in 1998, one of my first tasks was to computerize my father's legacy business. To me, it appears that the jump from written ledgers to Tally, perhaps that kind of a jump is similar to when one goes from something like Tally to maybe Odoo. So it's an exponential jump. And today, from the morning sessions of how AI is intended to be implemented, I would say that there is another jump now Odoo is taking. Like the one from written ledgers to Tally, and then Tally to Odoo. Now again Odoo to Odoo, but it's a AI fantastic jump. And many years ago, I had seen in an interview that Fabian was not too keen on AI, and I was wondering, but now I see there's a complete buy-in. I think the future is completely going to be on this, and I hope it just immerses more into the whole, the possibilities that are coming in, not just through AI, but perhaps back in quantum computing. I'm really hoping to see in the coming years how they adapt to that.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time, sir.